because this year we are celebrating ERASER's 30th anniversary. That just dawned on me. 30 years? This movie came out 30 years ago? I remember sitting in the theater watching this like it was yesterday. 30 years? My God. Guys, we're old. 30 years? Are you kidding me? What the fuck? Hey movie junkies, welcome back to Twin Flicks, where we always here celebrating the magic of movies and physical media with you. Now for 20 long years now, we have all been putting up with ERASER's pretty lackluster, poor home video transfers, from the 1997 DVD to this very frustrating, heavily compressed Blu-ray from 2008. And really, I think the only transfer that was good was the 1996 Laserdisc. However, not all of us own that Laserdisc. So us fans have been clamoring for a new transfer. Well, now is the perfect time because this year, 2026, we are celebrating the film's 30th anniversary. And Warner Brothers has at long last brought ERASER to the 4K format, giving the film the treatment it deserves, from the original 35mm negative, forming a 4K DI with HDR10 Dolby Vision grading and preserving a theatrical ratio of 2:3:9:1. And this release also includes a new Dolby Atmos mix that we are definitely going to be talking about. The restoration and color grading was approved by director Charles Russell. This disc also includes not one, but two new featurettes. The first one is called Reinventing the Modern Action Hero, and this includes a very brief interview with director Charles Russell and the film's executive producer and Vanessa Williams, as they share little anecdotes and memories of working with Arnold Schwarzenegger, what it was like filming the film. And the second featurette is called 90s Action Reimagined. And this includes new interviews about the film's inception, the production, the stunts, and the film's lasting impact on pulp culture. And both of these are excellent new featurettes. Definitely worth taking a look at. Alright guys, well let's take a closer look at 4K UHD from Warner Brothers against their 2008 Blu-ray. And let's see if this 4K is really worth the upgrade. The HDR10 Dolby Vision grading has revitalized the film, breathing new life into the once very muted and murky color imagery of the 2008 Blu-ray. The HDR10 Dolby Vision grading widens the dynamic range and color gamut, enhancing the colors that are already there, with primaries that are now bold, bright, vivid, and punchy, while also retaining its source-accurate 90s warmth with those rich, warm colors, without ever drifting into the unnatural territory as the 2008 Blu-ray does, and is an immediate upgrade over the more muted, colder, slightly washed out imagery of the 2008 Blu-ray. Now a really nice standout here with this 4K is with the specular highlights. The HDR10 Dolby Vision grading gives punchier highlights, and this is probably one of the biggest improvements here, is with the tracking neon X-ray scope view of the railgun, and also the piercing blue vapor trails of the aluminum rounds when the railgun fires, that now slices across the screen with spectacular high-nit brilliance. The improved contrast also helps here, where the HDR10 Dolby Vision grading widens its dynamic range, producing the ideal balance between bright and dark areas, without either element competing for screen space. And what this does is it now alleviates the occasional over-darkening that we saw on the 2008 Blu-ray, and also yields accurate light levels that improves color timing throughout the film. Skin tones here are a very healthy improvement here with this 4K scan that are naturally warmer and reads convincingly lifelike, and the HDR10 Dolby Vision grading does a terrific job at elevating the saturation that's controlled and tasteful and never appearing artificially applied or overtly hot. This also gives the image a nice natural warmth across the 4K image, breathing newfound life into the film that was lacking on the 2008 Blu-ray. Now another notable improvement here is with the black levels on this 4K scan, because the 2008 Blu-ray was just plagued with gray, brighter blacks and washed out shadows. The 4K with the HDR10 Dolby Vision grading introduces deep, highly stable, inky black levels and deep, strong shadow detail. And this alleviates the crushed out details and washed out blacks that plague the 2008 Blu-ray. Even during pitch black scenes, the black levels are perfectly balanced here, allowing for finer details and textures to really come through the darkness with stronger visibility. And this really improves the finale of the film, where the entire fight takes place at night in a stockyard. The improved black levels and deeper shadows marks a truly significant upgrade over the 2008 Blu-ray that alone is worth upgrading for. Now, a big problem with the 2008 Blu-ray, and it was heavily criticized about, is the clarity. It was very poor. It had a very gauzy and somewhat hazy look to the image throughout the film's runtime. The 4K scan's jump to the higher resolution introduces excellent native clarity that looks stabilized and refreshed, delivering a significant increase in texture and detail levels that are pulled from the original 35mm negative, rendering cleaner, finer lines, giving way to the absolute sharpest and clearest image that's possible, without the use of any AI sharpening tools or manipulative processing done. And this delivers an authentic filmic presentation that exposes micro-textures previously hidden under a layer of low-resolution mud on the 2008 Blu-ray. And this is also due to the excellence of cleaning the image while also faithfully preserving the inherent qualities from the production and the original photography that's baked into the negative intact, including softness in close-ups, optical composites, and transitions, which is just, again, a byproduct of a 35mm negative and not from a poor 4K transfer. And background information stays constantly sharp and clear. The entire image gains immense three-dimensional depth and stability here that was absent under the gauzy, muddy-looking 2008 Blu-ray. Now, as with any mid-90s blockbuster, ERASER was caught right in the cusp of the CG effects revolution. And the higher resolution with a 4K scan does reveal the film's age with the limitations of the era's primitive CG, such as the parachute jump out of the jet that has a lot of CG mixed with composite shots, or the infamous zoo sequence with the digital alligators. They look like they're slightly detached from the physical frame. That said though, the 4K scan does still handle these sequences and shifts fairly well, and also good news for those of us who have the 2008 Blu-ray, we no longer have to put up with the heavy-handed grain management on the Blu-ray that was plagued with DNR scrubbing and made skin textures look waxy and made the image look flat and overly processed. The 4K scan here retains the natural organic grain structure from the original 35mm negative, reinforcing the movie's original cinematic filmic appearance. And this 4K truly looks cinematic here. Alright, now let's dive into the audio presentation of ERASER on 4K. And for nearly 2 decades now, us fans had to tolerate the audio on this 2009 Blu-ray that was heavily compressed and dynamically flat sounding. With this new 4K scan, the 4K UHD disc, Warner Bros. Has decided to finally give the film an audio upgrade it deserves with a completely remixed Dolby Atmos mix built from the original audio elements. And this Atmos track is an absolute beast. It's a powerhouse that's actively aggressive with its larger-than-life action sequences while flawlessly spreading the action into a full-bodied modern three-dimensional space. Sound effects from the heavy gunfire, the railguns, and debris fly across the room with excellent precision and outstanding movement. And Alan Silvestri's action-packed score finally gets its due here on this Dolby Atmos track and is given massive breathing room here that sounds wide and enveloping you right into a very immersive experience with this film score. But the highlight here with this Atmos track is the deep low-frequency response that's also controlled and tasteful, while still giving us that deep bass rumble and impact we look for that will definitely give your subwoofer a great workout and rumble the seats. Dialogue is rendered clean and clear and is never overpowered by the film's score or sound effects. This is a truly impressive and immersive cinematic surround experience. Guys, Warner Brothers has finally at long last given us fans of ERASER what we have been waiting for and what the film has needed for well over 20 years now, delivering a highly impressive and immersive experience with substantial improvements in both video and audio quality that definitely makes this one an immediate upgrade from your Blu-ray, and especially if you're still holding on to that very dated DVD, it's time to upgrade. Well, now head over to the comment section and let me know, when you look at the differences here between the two formats, Warner Brothers' new 4K UHD presentation against their 2008 Blu-ray, which one do you think looks better? Or do you see much difference at all? Is this worth upgrading to the 4K? Head over to the comment section and let me know. As always, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me for a few minutes here as we dive in and take a closer look and detailed look at ERASER on 4K UHD from Warner Brothers. As always, keep physical media alive and stay tuned for more 4K versus Blu-ray comparisons.